Andrea, you've got Crystal Powerful coming up in race 5 on Wednesday night. A horse you know quite well. You've won him 3 times now, and last time out he looked as impressive as he always has done when winning.
Yeah, no, he's been unlucky with draws, and he's a horse that if he gets a draw, he's very competitive. And obviously Cody decided to drop him back to 1,000 metres, which I thought it was a good idea because he's shown a lot more speed this year than he did last year. He's been coming out the gates a lot quicker, and over 1,200 we just kept taking him back and trying to get him in behind, and anyway, dropping back to 1,000 with a good draw. He jumped quick, well, a good pitch, and he won quite nicely. So he's back up to Class 4 again, which he won last year, and he's got another good draw, which I think is the key to him.
Yeah, it seems 1,000 and the 12 come sort of alike for him. You mentioned the draw, Gate 2. Obviously, they've dealt you a kind service there as well. I mean, that should certainly suit you there, shouldn't it?
For sure. Listen, he's obviously up in class, so I think he needs everything to go right for him. And I was hoping for a good draw, and we got a draw. So hopefully, if he gets some luck in running, I think he should be with that weight, he should be competitive again.
And I guess just judged on what he did last time, he looked strong to the line, didn't he? And I know he's up in the weights, he's gone up £6, but sort of if he was able to replicate that performance, I mean, with the lightweight, he's got to be a leading hope here, hasn't he?
Yeah, for sure. He, like I said, he's got quicker, but he's one over 1,200, so he gets the trip very well. And he was like I said, with the draw and the way the horse is going at the moment, I think he should. He won at this level before, so he's not out of it.
He looks nice. So talking of getting the trip, you're off to Sydney, aren't you, at the weekend, running at Almabeer for William Haggis. How did that come about? You must be looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, obviously, actually, William approached me a little while ago, said there was a chance Almabeer was going to run in the Doncaster Mile, and he asked me if I was happy to go and ride him, and obviously I said yes. And he had a sort of prep race the other day. He didn't run that well, but it looks like they've got a lot of rain. He's a horse that he's won on very testing ground back in UK, and I actually rode him in the Lincoln a few years ago, and he was favourite for the Lincoln. And listen, it looks like an open race, and with a lightweight, hopefully should be competitive.
Jimmy, Motoman is one of your rides on Wednesday night. You rode him last time. It was a fair effort, I thought, from this horse last time. Pretty gallant too in defeat.
All his runs have been great. He's always around the mark, so just drawn a little bit tricky. That's my only worry. C+3 course, but I think if we can get the right run, he's definitely in with a great chance. Like you said, he ran well the other day. He drew 6 the other day and got a nice run, sort of third pair, one off the fence. He loomed as the winner, and just weakened out that last little bit. But he's just got that short sprint, so we've just got to time our run right.
He's the epitome, isn't he, of that sort of honest, happy valley horse. Sort of turns up every Wednesday night almost, runs his race, and you can sort of rely on him a bit, can't you?
Yeah, you can. So just got to go 2 better. That's all.
You do indeed. He stays off the same mark of 58, so the handicap hasn't adjusted him in any way. So you'd certainly think he could be competitive there again off that mark.
Definitely, and like I said, on his last run, he's definitely competitive. So, like you say, we just got to get that right run from that tricky barrier. Happy Valley, they're going to go quick over that 1,200 metre course, so I think it should set up for something coming over the top. But it's just if we can get that right run from that tricky gate. But if I can slot him in sort of 3rd or 4th pair early, and then I'll be wrapped with that, and I'll just present him at the right time, and hopefully he's too good.
Hugh Bowman, M Unicorn is your ride in race 8 coming up on Wednesday night, and it was a pretty stylish win last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. He won with authority. It was a funny race. It didn't go particularly hard early. Obviously, I made the mid-race move, which I was able to do without sort of getting to top gear, but he sustained a strong gallop through the line, which was encouraging. I mean, his form has been consistently good, but he's just difficult at the beginning of the race. He jumps okay, but he just won't find a position. So even when he draws well, you don't get that advantage with him. But if I can get a clean break with him and try and hold a more forward position, it would be an advantage. But he's a bit difficult.
You mentioned that move, of course. Looking back on it, it was obviously the move that potentially won the race. I guess when you've got a horse that's in form and you can have the confidence in him to make those sort of moves, obviously always a plus point, I suppose.
Well, I hadn't spent any energy in the early stages for the reasons I just mentioned, and then I felt the pace was, if I wait for the pace to increase, there's no way I could possibly catch them, and I was able to move around the field before the tempo picked up. So that was where the advantage was gained, and like I said, he sustained a strong gallop to the line, and he's in good form.
Remains in Class 3. They put him up to 80, which is a career high. Obviously, does get tougher, but you'd be confident in another bold show?
I think he's capable of carrying the top weight in this class. He's a big, strong horse, and it's sort of the weight's not his anchor. It's more there's other circumstances that sort of handicap him a bit, and they tend to come of his own accord. But he's certainly got the talent and the strength to carry the weight if everything goes his way.
Certainly has, yeah. 5-time course winner. Just finally, I must ask you about Helios Express. Another good effort from him there on the weekend. You must be getting sick of the sight of that horse of David Hayes', aren't you?
Oh, look, it's always great to see a good galloper, and it's a shame for Helios Express that he's come across such a tough competitor. But all due respect to the winner, he's an outstanding galloper, and I'd rather be sort of in front of him than behind him, but it is what it is, and Helios can only do his job, and I thought he was really fantastic again. He continues to develop as a horse. I think he appreciated that little bit of moisture in the ground. I thought his action extended a bit better than maybe last time. So, he continues to do his job, and that's all we can ask.
And just finally, Hugh, you're back off to the motherland on the weekend, so that's exciting. A little trip home, some nice rides?
Well, I'll go and ride Rivellino again, who I rode in the Golden Slipper, and I thought he could have won the race if things worked out a little differently, but take nothing away, it's not like he's a good thing beaten, but I think he's certainly more suited at Randwick and to the 1400 metres, so it'd be a significant victory for him if he could win the size produce.
David Hayes, we're going to Happy Valley on Wednesday night, of course, and in the last race you've got Romantic Sun, a horse with a special name, and it was a nice win last time.
A really gutsy win, wasn't it? He was under extreme pressure and got his head out to win, which was great. I think he's improved from the run. The gate's very tricky. Harry will have to be at his best, but he's certainly improved as far as I can see.
And that looks evident through his trial. I know it's only trials form per se, but he did manage to get his head in front of a pretty fast one who's won at the weekend in Fast Network, so the trial looked good.
Yeah, the trial looked really good, and I agree, Fast Network was breathtaking on the weekend, so that sets up well for my horse. I don't know if he's a Fast Network, but he looked good that morning trialling against him.
He's got plenty of boot, that's for sure. Form's been boosted, of course, taking on Beauty Infinity again. Obviously, your horse beat him last time. He's actually come out and won, so form's strong.
Yes, very strong, and you always like it when three horses with quality go across together and the form comes out.
It's only his 7th run as well, so I guess the way it's sort of turned out, he's racing some more experienced rivals. You must have plenty more up your sleeve with this horse, might you?
Yeah, he's a lightly raced 4-year-old. We got a little bit off track heading towards the Classic Mile, and we, like Fast Network, we changed directions, and I think it's going to pay dividends towards the end of the season.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way. And we can't talk without asking about Kying Rising, of course. Again, another superb win on the weekend. How did he pull up, David?
Really well. As usual, legs are cold and eating the most of all the runners. So he'll just stay in routine, and looking forward to the big race, his last race for the season in 3 weeks.
With a horse like him, I wanted to ask you on the weekend, I mean, the fact he is so good and he's taking all before him, does it get easier or worse, or for a trainer? How do you feel?
I never get too nervous when a horse is $2.50 or $3 favourite, but when they're $1.00, the expectation is very great. And if they're horse races and things go wrong, and I do get a little bit anxious, even though I didn't have many anxious moments this week, even carrying the extra weight.